What's going on? It's Justeeni here. I have one of the most insane openings I've ever cooked up in the history of Polytopia. This one will truly knock your socks off or whatever. As a disclaimer, I am not claiming that this opening is by any means optimal, but I am claiming that it is really funny. And I recommend just playing it if you feel like having a good time. And, you know, if you really, really hate expanding, you'll love this opening. So what's the idea here? The idea is we find our village immediately and we train nothing. So then we can go construction, pre-cap. That's normal Zabasti things, but normally you can't upgrade alongside that picking workshop. And so now with construction already, only 2 cities. Trade. It's insanely cheap. That's the plan here. Get trade as soon as humanly possible. There's no tribe in the game that can rush trade faster than Zabasi. Even Yadek can't do a trade rush as good as this. And you're gonna see, you can get early markets. Now I do some misplays here. I should have done the farm here. I had some market plans, but this was a live game, and so the plans weren't good. You'll kind of see what I mean in a bit. I get a riding rune, which actually helps me. But the opponent's right on my doorstep. Turn 7, though. Meet the opponent. Still only on 2 cities. Roads, trade. Yeah, this is the wrong farm again. My original idea was windmill market. This is incorrect. Better is windmill market, which means that this farm is free to take. But yeah, you guys can learn from my stupidity. I miss out on 1 star per turn because I placed my market this turn. Yes, turn 7 market, not clickbait. That's what I have in the title and or thumbnail. Turn 7 market. It's not a joke. I mean, you have to get a little lucky for this, but I will say, like, on average with the strategy, not the highest sample size. I'm just going to say it up front. Like, but on average, about turn 8 to turn 10, depending on rune result. Turn 10 being if you get, like, basically nothing. And turn 8 if you get pretty lucky, like... But here, turn 7, really, really fast markets, and it's going to cascade. Again, only 3 cities, 14 star per turn, and it's only going to continue to improve, like, rapidly, because I already have all my techs. Now I'm just having my eco spiral like crazy. So 20 star per turn on just 4 cities, average of 5 star per turn per city, and that's with a level 1 city just sitting there too. More upgrades. Upgrades. Explore. And like you can just see, like, without expanding at all, my economy is just rapidly improving. That's kind of the idea here. Again, like, this is like a cripplingly low amount of cities to have, but the idea is to just say, shut up. This is enough cities to win. And that's all that matters. Beautiful market here. Gonna be a nice level 8. And yeah. Again, 4 cities. Just 4 cities, 40 star per turn. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Now I have to actually prove that this means anything. And the idea with a really greedy strat like this is you are behind an expansion, but you're proving that the short-term initiative you get from this massive star advantage is enough to steal cities from the opponent and then just be winning. That's the idea. These sorts of strategies, like, these aren't long-term strategies. This is honestly, like, more aggressive, if anything, to play like this, because in the late game you will lose despite the markets if you're down this many cities. But if you're up a lot of stars, you can attack like crazy, and you're going to see attacking like crazy. The opponent with catapults on defense, I was a little worried seeing Barter because, yeah, catapults are very scary. Probably the best answer to this sort of strategy, because I'm making a lot of giants, but I'm also going to make even more markets, because why not? And yeah, they've got the catapults, they've got giants ready on defense, but I'm just going to keep pressuring chivalry now. That's going to help deal with the catapults, and I can afford those knights. I can just spam them every single turn. And I've got giants. My giants are pretty expendable. I just need to take cities. I just need to expand at this point because I have all the stars I need. Cities are now the name of the game. That's how I convert this short-term advantage into a long-term one. I'm going to be able to get a nice siege here. Bam. Siege there. Barely get it done there. Bounce, and I get a ton of vision. Very, very juicy. Giant there. Economy's looking amazing, by the way. 5 cities. 11 star per turn on average per city on just turn 15. Now, I am starting to run out of giants, which is a slight concern. However, I have knights. And again, this is the whole I'm just using stars to brute force my way to a win. Yeah, they give me the chain of a lifetime. Thank you. That's a pretty good chain. That's like, what, 10 units? And you can see they're getting their sawmills going. They have roads. They could get markets, but they are so slow to get the markets. I've got a bajillion knights. That's the real number. Bajillion. And more giants, because why not? I'm definitely taking this city now. And there's another giant. Why not? Why did I do that? Am I stupid? I can just get the farm here. Yeah. Justeeni, in the path. Not the brightest guy. Again, learn from my mistakes. Don't do as I do. But this is winning anyway, so stupid monument placement doesn't really matter. Because I'm taking the city. And, yeah. This is completely winning for me. I'm spamming knights like crazy. It's just going to be too much. And once I take the city also, because I didn't chop the hut there, I think I was covering it. Was I covering it? No. No, they should have chopped. Because everything that they give me to work with, yeah, I just use a monument there. Border growth, I'm keeping the city for good and getting some really nice markets out of it because, of course, this is just hopeless for the opponent at this point. And yeah, this isn't my only game though, so don't leave yet. I'll go ahead and cut to the next one. All right, so now, what if you don't get like a really lucky turn 7 market? Like that was a little bit of an outlier. So what does a more average game look like? Let's see. So again, same deal. I'm actually expanding away from the center just because I'm trying to force the strategy. Like I wouldn't do this normally with the strategy. It would expand normally, but I want lighthouse. I wanted to see how this would do. Again, this it's a strategy. I'll put it that way. But yeah, I kind of misplay here. I need to be better at finding my markets quickly in these live games, which this strategy helps you practice with, because you are forced to find your markets and find them fast. I see 2 ruins though, very optimistic, and yeah, there's a market right here, which I should be eyeing up. And I sort of do that. But I do this first, which is a little bit of a mistake here. The idea is to get this market spot for my capital, and this one for my second city. But I should just be prioritizing the market before the border growth on my capital. I was expecting to like get a resource ruin from one of these, but I actually get 2 sword ruins, which is very unlucky. Just a resource or a pop ruin would have been phenomenal there, but no. Or even just irrelevant tech. Unfortunate. So instead, before capture, which I probably could have delayed capture, honestly. This was another mistake. Yeah. Not my proudest. Or, yeah, I go for explore. Is that even worth it? I don't know. I question if that's actually worth it. That's only worth it if you actually meet the opponent, which I was really banking on, and I don't meet the opponent, so I kind of look like an idiot. So things are not going right. Pretty much everything that can go wrong is going wrong, and as a result, I get the very unfortunate, yes, this is considered slow, by the way, turn 11 market. Yes, that's considered bad. That's considered terrible. Turn 11 market. That's how fast you're normally getting markets with this strategy. Again, I said turn 8 to 10 on average. Like, that was not an exaggeration. That is actually how it goes. Turn 11, this is considered bad. This is slow. The markets are good, at least, like 2 level 7 markets. That's amazing. But I'm going to be very slow to set up my other markets, so it's still a pretty bad position. And it's against IMO. They have roads already. But they did go full chop. You can see by how barren their terrain looks. So I have an out. If I just stall, that is actually a viable win condition, even against IMO, because my markets are going to be better, of course. This is still going to be by no means easy. I will at least get Grand Bazaar, but again, other than the 2 level 7 markets, I'm actually quite slow to set up here. I try to get in the water because I kind of need to. I'm setting up this farm so I can border growth, get another market going there, setting up my farms. All my farms are set up for markets except for this one right here, which I just needed for the giant. They're on the water first, though, with defenders. Very concerning for me. But I do have giants. I go border growth now. Get the markets going. Capture this. And my economy is looking pretty good. Again, quite slow. Yes, this is a very slow economy. I just want to note that this is not considered good. 45 stars per turn on turn 14. I mean, the map happens to like favor like this like the market, so like despite my slow start, I'm actually not punished that much, which is nice. That's how I actually have a chance here. Like, yeah. Now I go for ports. I need ports and I need the giant. Market stuff. Getting ready for this. Use the Grand Bazaar to border growth. Another market. And unfortunately, that's going to be all my markets for the game. But my economy is looking pretty nice. And I have the giants to defend, so no immediate attacks. I just now need to set up an actual navy and pressure this city, which I can do. And I might actually be getting another city. City number 7. Another giant there. I want org because strategy. That's going to be super nice. Defenders to try to get in the water, cause problems because, yeah, at least in this position again, the map gen really favored me. The slowness of my start didn't. But the map gen favors me because look at all these port spots. Like, that's a lot of potential port spots, and these are all like really safe. It's almost impossible for the opponent to actually stop me from getting in the water because I have all these spots here. And they have to actively prevent me from using these spots when I border growth my capital. And like these spots here. So they have to keep an eye on a lot. And then there's also just the fact that I can force units in the water, whether they like it or not. They go aquatism though. And bombers up here. But yeah, I'm going to put units in the water as promised. City wall, defender. And yeah, good luck trying to stop me. I'm getting units in the water. And then I go climbing just to grab the lighthouse. That's pretty cool. Move the sword up. Very neat. And yeah, I mean, if we look at the score, 9,000 points. But the score doesn't mean everything, especially when they don't have markets. Landing a giant, very scary. This attack 3 bombers. How do I defend this, though? All I have is a giant and a couple riders. Okay. I'm able to do some funny little splash, a lot of funny splash plays. Another city wall. Again, my economy is doing just fine. And I move my units in a totally inconspicuous way, not potentially planning anything that would ruin their day. I would never do such a thing. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And yeah, defender there, sure. Bombers advance, and this is actually a losing play. Now suddenly I'm winning here, believe it or not. Juggernauts are going to clean up here, and I'm actually starting to fight for dominance in the water. That Juggernaut barely doesn't die, but yeah, Rammer goes in. Bomber down. Giant in. Pressuring the bomber. Bomber's hit. Tons of shenanigans. Rammers are going to be there. Aquatism is pretty cheap. It's probably similarly priced to Imo's Aquatism that they got. Only that's because I don't have many cities, but still. Markets are fair and balanced, as we all know. Mitchell, please nerf them. But yeah, they siege the capital. Whoopsie daisies for them. Yeah, I have the Justeeni. We don't bluff around here, unless we do, of course. And yeah. Again, I'm not going to claim that this is like the best strategy of all time. I think it's something that situationally can be really good. Like if you recognize like you have this sort of map shape, it can actually be really nice. Like, but I would just use it, you know, for the love of the game. It's fun. It's really funny. You get a ton of stars, and you can use those to attack the opponent and win. That's always really exciting, you know. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.